everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of Youth in the Loop, a talk show geared at youth and for the youth. Youth expressing themselves in controversial issues. I am your host, Philippa Dixon Lamy and Norris Kimball. On our panel today, we have, as usual, our panel of young ladies, young Christians. We have Teresa.
Hi.
We have Gabby. We have Samantha. And we have Selena. Today, we will be discussing another exciting yet controversial issue that our youth are having a big challenge with. The topic of discussion for today is, can men and women can just be friends? A cross-sex friendship is a platonic relationship between two unrelated people of different sexes or gender. Daily experiences suggest that non-romantic friendships between males and females are not only possible, but common. Men and women live, work, and play side by side, and generally seem to be able to avoid spontaneously sleeping together. Norris, as usual, we will start with you.
Yes, and my first question will go to Miss Hunter. Miss Hunter, my question is, can a man and a woman be best friends without falling for each other?
Yes.
Can
My
you
answer is
explain?
yes.
Can you
Well,
explain?
grown men and women can get into a relationship with a mutual understanding that, hey, we are just friends. That's just how I see it, you know?
All right. So now let me ask you this question. Does that understanding have to be established in the beginning, or that just automatically come in at some point in time?
Well, I think it's an understanding that's established. And
Okay.
sometimes, and I'm thinking, looking into it now, I'm thinking that sometimes it doesn't even have to be established, because just like a woman may meet another female friend and the understanding we are friends, is the same way like a man and a woman can meet, talk, have fun together, and understand without ever exchanging words that we are just friends, you know?
All right. Selena, Miss Lamy, what's your thoughts on this? Can a man and a woman be best friends without falling for each other?
I concur with the same thing that Teresa said. I believe that um you can just be friends without falling with in love with each other. Like Teresa said, if you have the mutual understanding that, hey, we're just friends and we're just going to leave it as that. And I feel like even establishing it at first, saying, oh, we're just going to be friends, is what makes things awkward and
Okay.
Yeah.
actually put something into the other person's mind.
Wait a minute, hold on,
So,
hold on a second. Before you go further, go ahead on
mm-hmm,
and just expound on what you just said. How
mm-hmm.
would that make it awkward? And if you have to give an
It's
example, please do.
I feel making it awkward be like, it's, to me, I would think that you have something at the back of your mind, so to speak, if you're bringing it
Okay.
up that, hey, we're just
Okay.
gonna be friends. I think that is kind of indirectly telling me that you have some little feelings there, and but I'm just gonna say we're just gonna be friends to not make you feel anywhere. So I feel like you saying it, a person saying it to me, is them already pursuing something indirectly, and they
So
just
let me
use
ask
it as
you,
a cover up line.
okay, so let me ask you this question. Do you have any male friends?
Yes, I do. Not
Okay,
a.
and
Mm-hmm.
now the relationship with those male friends, do you
Mm-hmm.
know their girlfriends or do you know their husbands or their wives?
Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
Okay, well, let me back up for a moment because I asked, my question was, do you have any male friends? So I want to establish the male friends.
Mhm.
Do you know their wives
Do I know their wives? Not all, not
or their
on a
girlfriends?
not on a personal level, but I know that they have someone. So
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
But that
So,
if one of those male friends say to me, "Hey, we're just gonna be friends," I'll
uh,
give them the side eye. Like what? Yeah.
because you're saying in the back of their mind, you think something else.
Something, yeah,
Okay,
because why would you
okay,
bring it up?
okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay. Samantha, I saw you actually, did I see you shake your head for a moment like you agreed with something or you were just moving your head? Turn your speaker on.
I gotta call me out like that.
Yeah,
So I'm answering the same question.
yeah,
Okay. Can you repeat it one more time so I can answer it honestly?
yes. Can a
Okay.
man and a woman be best friends or be friends without falling for each other?
I mean, yes, if they establish that, but you know what? Just because you establish something doesn't mean that's always gonna be the way it is.
Okay,
Because I guess I'll put myself on the spot. Because I mean, we're gonna call him Philip. We're gonna call him Philip. So Philip is my friend for like, well, we guess, you know, I'm not gonna say too much on Philip, but Philip used to was coming, we around, and basically we were just cool. I said, hey, we're just friends. I'm not really interested. Like, we're just cool as friends. I'm not trying to get into that because I guess with all the social circles, I don't want to, just to keep it safe and PG and to avoid anything like that. Just keep everything friendly. We're friend groups. I just said no. And after a while, we were just chilling as friends, still keeping it friends, but Philip kept pressing, hey, I am attracted to you. I like you. I like you. I like you.
all
But
right,
I'm
hold
just
on
like,
a second.
no,
Pause
no,
right there.
no.
Hold that thought because now I
Mhm.
want to merge Selena back in with what now based on what you're saying, I want to actually merge Selena in because Selena said if anyone established that from the beginning, it's like they already had it in back of their mind that hey, this is going to be a little more than just friendship. Now, based on what you're saying with the young man, he from the beginning wanted a relationship with you, right? But you established that, hey, no, it's not going to be that
Yeah,
way. But
but
then
men can
he
catch
kept pressing.
feelings. Yeah, but
But
men
he
can
kept
catch
pressing.
feelings though. And plus, you gotta think about it from a male's perspective and the male anatomy and everything psychologically with men. Men are visual. So obviously sometimes that's probably not in their intention, but if they see a good looking woman and they're good looking and then that's their companion, that's their friend, they're gonna have attraction to them. You could be married for 20 something years, but a man is still gonna take a look and be like, oh, she's attractive. You could be attractive and still respect your partner. That doesn't take away the fact that she's pretty. Like, I'm loyal to you, but she's gorgeous. Well, I still love you. So I feel like, if he's attracted to me, that's nothing that has to do with me now, but I have to do my part as his friend and as a female to keep that boundary because I don't feel the same. I don't waste their time. I don't want to hurt that person because their feelings towards me is not the same as how I feel towards them. And if they feel that way forever, how long, that has nothing to do with me. As long as I keep standing on business and I let them know that, hey, we're still friends, you feel the way you feel, then you should be good. But if you start catching feelings as a female, then that's a different conversation altogether.
So
But
hold on a
men are
second.
gonna
But you
catch
see my
feelings.
point, brother
Wait a minute, hold
Nard.
on. Yeah, hold on one second. Hold on one second. When you say he was kind of pressing you, give me an example of how he was pressing you.
Okay, let my dog Philip, you know what I mean? Love you, Philip. But I'll for example, if I said no, they're like, you would just, I guess men know how to spit game. I feel like it's mostly just, Riz trying to sauce. So it's just mostly just like wordplay, trying to flirt, just little like throwing out little innuendos, little subliminals out there, and then
Okay.
just for her to catch it, or like a little inside joke that maybe I would only get. So I feel like men, they know how to talk to women, they know how to approach women, they know how the mind works for women most of the time. So I feel like they already know how they think. So they probably use the skills that they already have to approach a woman and to get a girl's attention.
Man,
So I
so
feel
you
like they're just
saying
using
so
their pros. They're using what they already have to get the girl's attention, basically.
Oh wow, so you're giving men a pedestal saying we got game, right? That's
Yeah,
what
men do got game.
we got
Yeah,
game. Women
I
don't
mean,
have no
yeah, I
game.
mean, some,
Women don't
some
have any
men
game.
do know how to talk to girls. I'm saying, they know how
Okay.
to chat to the
Does
woman.
women have,
Then,
okay, does the women have game? Do women have game as well?
of course,
Okay. All right,
we
that's
got
another.
lyrics. The
All
ladies
right,
got
that's a,
lyrics.
all right. So, but I want to go back to Selena now. Selena, how do you respond to what Samantha said about she wants to establish in the beginning, and you
This,
said no. Go ahead.
yeah, because you see, eventually the guy started pursuing her. So you see, my point is, it like it opened that little window when you say it verbally. So I
So
think even if
Samantha,
you're thinking it in your mind, sorry, even if you're thinking, hey, I just, this guy, he's attractive and stuff, but I just want to be friends with him. Just think it. It's better to not say it out loud.
so Samantha, let me go back to you.
Hmm.
If you would have established from the beginning with Philip, do you believe he would have pursued you?
That if I didn't say it in the beginning,
No, if you did, if you would have established that there was not going to be a relationship in the beginning.
oh, I did.
She did. That's what I
I
was
did,
saying.
and the person still pursued. But
Oh,
that's
he
what I'm saying. It
pursued.
still
Yeah,
go
yeah.
back to what I said about
Okay, I'm sorry.
that's how
I
men
had
are.
that.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
if you did not,
They're gonna shoot their shot. But you know what? I'm gonna take it a little deeper. Sometimes, depending on who you are, like I know my vibe, my aura. I know the nurturing space that I create for people. So that's just who I am with everybody. So therefore, when I'm even talking to Philip, sometimes when you create that space and you let them feel comfortable as a friend, before even getting to gender, as a friend, you should always give your friend that space to be comfortable and express things to you. And you should not judge and, just hear them out a little bit and, have that, that I don't know how to say it, but just give them that space so they can just be genuine and open up with you. So I gave them that space, and the fact that he was comfortable enough to express his feelings towards me, and I was not mean or harsh. I just said, "Hey, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna treat you any differently, but I do not have the same feelings. I'm not reciprocating the same feelings you do, but I'm not gonna treat you differently. But that's that boundary. I mean, I'm cool with you, you're cool with me, you like me, that's fine. But I'm not feeling the same way, but we're still friends."
perfect, perfect. That was a
Yeah.
great discussion. I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Dixon Lamey. Ms. Dixon Lamey, this is actually going to get heated, look like. So I'm going to actually give you the next question.
Okay. Okay, so you all enjoy each other's company, respect each other, and care for each other without a romantic or sexual element. What are the boundaries of a platonic friendship? Gabby?
For me personally, I place many boundaries with my guy friends. For example, whenever we go out, I would never have them pay for me. That's a boundary that I have. I always pay for myself. And if they do pay for me, I pay them back because this is not a date. This is not you taking care of me. And I don't want ever to happen is that down the road, oh, well, I paid for you and I paid for you this. I thought you liked me. I don't tolerate that. For me, if I need a ride home and there's a female friend that can take me home, I'm going to go with a female friend. Those are boundaries I put in place. Respecting personal space, respecting those emotions, making sure I'm talking to them in a friendship kind of way, making sure there's no hidden innuendos in there is how I stick to those boundaries.
Good for you. Like those boundaries. Teresa, let me hear from you.
Similar to what Gabby said, you create boundaries with your male friends in different little ways, just to even give them that hint or not even encourage the idea to even pop up in their heads, Different male friends, for me, I have different boundaries for different friends because their friends just understand that, okay, we are friends. You understand? And there are friends who would do a little bit more. And then for those friends, it would be a little more boundaries. You understand? And like I said, it depends on the situation.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Selena, let me hear from you.
Yes, I have similar boundaries like what Gabby said and Teresa said. Especially with there's studies that show that men, they take longer time to mature. So see brother Kill face. So even like what Gabby said, that she rather go with a female friend than a guy friend to take her home. I would do the same, because if you go with a guy friend, you might say, you know, she probably like me. Take it another way because of the say it nicely, the immaturity. So those are the stuff I try to avoid. And like Gabby said, I don't let them pay for our meals, or even certain comments that they will leave on social media. So like fire sign or something emoji. I'm like, hey, next time you could just say you look nice or pretty. You don't have to do too much with the emojis. Yeah, those are the stuff.
Okay, and Samantha, what are your boundaries of a platonic friendship?
I should have set my hair back.
The heat is on.
Oh, okay. Honestly, I like what Teresa said. You have different boundaries for different friends because, you know, it all depends on the dynamic and the chemistry of the friendship. So that's why, you know, some friends you could do a little bit more platonically. You can, you know, hang out one-on-one with one friend
Mhm.
because you have that friend, you guys move good. But the other friend, you're just like, not too much, you know. I'll say I'll shoot you a text. But all what the ladies were saying, I do agree. I do agree because at times when you are with your guy friends, but for and then like I said, it's all about boundaries. I feel like it's such a self-explained question because it's all about boundaries. But for me, my guy friends, I like to get taken care of. You know, if I'm out, I love my guy friends. You know, we're hanging out, and if they decide to pay, if they offer to pay, I'm gonna be a lady, and okay. And if we have to go, it all depends on the conversation you and that friend had before. And I mean, allow a gentleman to be a gentleman. You know, just the other day I went out with my friend and then he paid. And I was like, and if I have to pay, I would pay. But I feel like as a lady and he wants to pay, I'm gonna
But what
let him
if they
pay.
get the wrong impression, Samantha?
Well, I listen,
Always paying and stuff like that.
listen, I'm grown. Okay. If you didn't hear me the first time, we're all grown here. If I tell you no and you still keep pursuing, that's your problem, not mine. But I'm still gonna be nice to you, but that's your problem that you like me. I'm sorry that I'm pressuring. You cannot control your emotions around me. But at the same time, I'm gonna be a lady, and if you want to pay, you can pay. I'm not gonna twist your wrist. And always, my mom always told me, always carry money with you, extra money with you wherever you're going, in case you wanna. Oh, are we heading back to my place? No, I'm gonna pay 50-50. Check please. 50-50, I'm gonna go home.
Okay.
Not the one. But it's all about boundaries and you have to know the relationship. It's all about the dynamic with that person. But I love all my guy friends. They're great. And it's good to have guy friends because they put you on. They really do teach you things of how other men think and what to look out for when you're looking for a partner. Because they're gonna be honest with you because they don't want you dating nobody who was gonna treat you bad or do something to you that you wouldn't want to do to somebody else.
Mhm. Okay, fair enough. But don't go giving them the wrong impression now.
No,
Alrighty?
no wrong impression. No wrong impression here. No wrong
Okay.
impressions. You know I don't
Okay.
like you.
Happy to
You
know that.
know. You know it.
Okay.
You just want to shoot your shot.
Okay. All right, Norris,
No.
back to you.
Oh man, Samantha keeps it going. Samantha keeps it going. But guess what, Samantha? Since you stopped right there, I'm gonna actually pick up right there. And this question is going to you now. The question is it bad to fall in love with your male best friend or friend?
Is it bad? Okay. No, because I feel like if I'm gonna get married to anybody, God forbid, I ever get married and have children, it would have to be with somebody who is my best friend. Because in order to even be in a relationship, you have to get to know this person. And all of my friends, most of my guy friends, we have 5 years plus. All my friends are 5 years and up. You have to have a couple years on me. And plus you have to have, for you to get to know somebody, you have to get to know them and be around them. And sometimes those are the best relationships. But it all depends on if now my best friend is taken, then I have no right to either catch feelings or be jealous because that's not my place because you already have a partner. So I need to check myself because you already have a partner. But if we're both single and we both have a good thing going on, and then it won't jeopardize if we decide to break up, if we still keep our bond, then I say, why not go for it?
Okay,
Yes,
so
you can
you
lose a good friendship turning into a relationship. So
it's very,
you gotta be
that's very
careful.
interesting. It's very interesting because most people, I would say, would not want to date their friend or their best friend. Selena,
Right.
eyebrows go up. So now, Samantha, we're going to put a pin there, and I want to just go over to Selena to see if she want to actually co-sign with what you have to say or not. Selena?
But did yes, I would want to date my best friend.
Well, when you say you
However,
would, you would not.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, because if that person was your best friend before, that means both of you, in order for someone to be a best friend, you have common interests, you guys get along well and stuff. That would ultimately I would ultimately want to be with the person that knows me well and we have the same interests and so on. But sometimes I do know sometimes it can go on the flip side because you end up say you're in a relationship now, but it's still kind of like you're still in the best friend mood
Mm-hmm.
and you're still doing the best friend stuff. So I do know how that can play out bad. And I say like the best friend stuff, like you're like, oh, she'll always be there. It's my best friend. I can go and see somebody else or certain level that you have, like for example, in a marriage, as opposed to just boyfriend and girlfriend. I feel like if you were best friends before, it takes a longer time to come out of that best friend mentality and
So
say
how can
this person is actually your partner now.
you establish a relationship with a best friend if it takes some time for that person to come out of that best friend mentality? You know, if you are used to being best friends, he or she is going to do things as like a best friend. You know,
Yes.
when would you take that person serious?
Well, I can speak from personal experience. I
Don't
started
worry,
taking a
Samantha, I'm coming back to you.
oh.
Go ahead, Selena.
Oh yeah. It takes when do you establish that? You establish that when you guys start having more serious conversations. Or if there's any situation that arise, like the way you handle it is like, okay, this person is my personal, this is my partner now. It's not just laugh or just joke kitty when you're best friends, you can rely on somebody else, but this person is your actual partner now. So this is the first person you're gonna be your go-to person. So I think that's when it's kind of the level goes up. Or if there's a situation like I'll say, it shows like you can tell like when this person is actually your partner now and as opposed to the best friend now, as opposed to the best friend in the past.
I don't think my question was answered really. Now, the
Yeah.
seriousness I want to get to. When do
Mm-hmm.
you begin to take your best friend serious as your boyfriend now? Is you're no longer
No,
a
Well,
friend
the part
only.
when the intimacy
no,
too, that part too, because you were intimate with your
no.
best friend
Okay,
before.
hold on,
So
wait a minute, hold on a second, hold on. So, Selena, let's put a pin there. Let me go back over to Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson, let's go over here now. Go ahead, Miss Wilson.
No,
On the
no, no,
serious
no, no, no,
note.
because you know what? I just got the idea. No, think
Know
about it.
what?
No, because you can't take your best friend serious because mind you, this is your best friend. You don't
Uh-huh.
think your best friend's gonna tell you everything that they do, where they're going, their behavior, and let's just say you have a best friend that do certain stuff, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I want you. I'm gonna be like, Like, did you not forget we have 10 years on each other? Don't you think I know your whole lifeline? I'm not picking that. I'm not taking you seriously. Like, no. So
So
I
why
feel
would
like,
you want to? So why would you want to establish? So why not keep the best friend relationship as the best friend? Because you've already just said, I've known you. I got 10 years on you. I know when you're serious and when you're not.
right.
Taking you right now. So why would you now want to fall in love with that best friend?
Because sometimes it's all about the chemistry. You don't think that, ladies here, you don't think that you're around somebody for so long, you're gonna have chemistry. You're gonna have inside jokes. You're gonna want to spend time with each other because you're your best friends. Like, that's my best friend. Like, when I'm home, I'm gonna call my best friend, like, hey bestie, what's up? Tell me what's going on. Tell me tea.
Mhm.
Like, that's your
Yeah,
best
but you
friend.
don't
So
believe, wait, hold on a second. So you don't believe that you would jeopardize that friendship now. Now you've taken it to another level. You're no longer best friends now. And now you're saying we're now going to start dating as a boyfriend and as a girlfriend, and eventually we're going to get married. So all of that best friend stuff that you had when you were not dating, do you really believe that you're going to continue to get, or you may jeopardize that?
mm, I wouldn't say the word jeopardize in a sense, because when you are now transitioning to the relationship part, we would have to have discussions saying, okay, we know each other for this long. We kind of already got the basics of who we are. We know each other's parents. We've been to each other's houses. We've gone to functions together. So we already did all that stuff out of the way. So now we're gonna tie that into like hanging out. Then we can add that into the relationship perspective. Now that now we're into this bubble of being in a relationship, then we need to talk about, okay, um, we had to talk about boundaries. We had to talk about what we can and can't do, and then we would have to discuss how we're gonna act towards each other. Because sometimes what you could do in a friendship, you can't do in a relationship. But also depends on the friend. You can have more than one good friend, but at the same time, it depends on the friend itself. That's why it goes back to knowing the person. Because I need to know, how are you when you're sad? How are you when you're angry? Do you remove yourself from me? Do you need time to isolate? Do you cry? Do you go and cheat? Do you go calling other women to deal with your problems? When we argue, do you carry my business? Those are all you find out while you're in that friendship.
But
And then you have that long-term friendship, and you guys have a great friendship. And sometimes it's hard to find good friends. So when you transition to a relationship, it's just like, but I already know you already. So sometimes it can always go left or it can always go right.
okay, put a pin there. I want to bring Gabby into this conversation here. Gabby, I want to stay on this seriousness here in the friendship, because I would not want to break up a friendship. If you and the person are okay being friends, then why would you fall in love with the friend? Because now, based on Samantha, I know you. I know certain things about you. So with that being said, if you know certain things about me and they may not be good, why would you want to fall in love with me? So give me some information. Gabby.
Thing in that friendship has to change. Something like an event or something has to spark that, because it doesn't just happen right away. Unless you like the person at the beginning and you stored away those feelings, it doesn't happen. So like in my case in the past, he went through something, he went through like a character development where, he saw Jesus, he started treating people differently, and it's like you seeing him in a new light. So something has to change. It's not just like, oh, I think I like this person. There's like a change and revival.
Mm. And now, how can this change take place when your best friends are hanging out? How would you see a change? Because as a best friend, we have to continue to hang out and have fun. But
It's
then there's
gradual.
another side where you're saying this is going to develop into a relationship at some point in time. So when would that person know, or when would he know he need to stop being friends and now start taking it serious, where he's now your boyfriend?
I think it's gradual. It happens over time, and you have to have a lot of serious conversations about it and putting those boundaries in place. Like, if you want to be with me and be my boyfriend, these are the standards you have to uphold. This is how I want to be loved. This is how I want to be treated. And just setting those things in place and having those conversations and communication.
Okay, now, Teresa, your friend you know very well. This is an example. So you have a guy friend, you know him very well. You know what makes him tick. You know that he loves to flirt with other women as well. I mean, you over the years you've grown to know this young man. and all of a sudden you develop this relationship with this young man, how can you trust him? If you knew what he was doing when he was a best friend, how can you now trust him as your boyfriend?
Well, if he's my best friend, right?
Mhm. Uh-huh.
First of all, we have the understanding. Even though we know what each other do, we also would know, in my perspective, the lines that we should not cross. Talk about those boundaries. I think my best friend would know those boundaries. And Gabby mentioned just now about those serious conversations coming in. And remember, this is my best friend for years. Someone to talk about having all of those years on each other. This is my best friend now. So that level of trust should be there. And if we are talking about stepping into an intimate relationship, that understanding, even though he did those things, I'm gonna say did. Because by the time we get to that serious relationship now where we decide, okay, this is what we want to do,
Yeah.
those things, I agree with Gabby speaking about it should be gradually, but at the same time, those things should be getting thrown out of the box.
Wait a minute. So now, would you put a time frame on this gradualness? Now, Gabby and Teresa said this is something that's gradual. So does gradual grow to years?
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
How does gradual? Wait, hold on a second now. Now, when something gradually happens, it doesn't happen fast. Gradual means it's a process, right? So
Not
now
Yeah.
that process, that hold on a second now, that process can very well turn into years. So what is your time frame for this gradualness to show its place? I mean, to show its head. Teresa, then Gabby. Before I go, hold on one second. Miss Dixon Lamy, I'm sorry for taking so much time, but I want them three to answer. I'm gonna go right to you. So, Teresa, Gabby, when does
All right.
gradual?
So for me personally, I'm not gonna be too patient with that because in my mind, this is something that you wanted. You understand? So I'm thinking
But
if
you
you
wanted to.
wanted this, yes, but the onus is on both of us. I made up my mind and I know where I'm standing. You wanted it. You should know where you're standing on also the sacrifices that has to be made. Okay? So if it is gonna turn into years, that's just not acceptable. And there we go. It's over. I'm sorry, but that sacrifices and that understanding and that stance should have already been there if you are serious about it.
Okay, now before you answer, you just brought up another question, which I'm not going to ask that question until later on. But a question was born out of that, and I love that. I'm gonna go over to Gabby.
Okay.
I give you 2 to 3 months max to settle your affairs.
Wow,
After that,
2 to 3 months max to settle your affairs.
after
Whoa.
that, I'm gone.
Oh man, Miss Dixon Lamy, I'm going to turn this hot microphone back over to you.
Okay. Okay, what experience have you encountered with having a male best friend? And based on what I've been hearing, most, if not all of you young ladies have had some form of encounter with a male best friend. So what experience have you encountered with having a male best friend? Selena.
Yes, so my experience, actually, that's what I wanted to touch on before or the nurse passed it on to you when he said all of a sudden you guys would go into a relationship. It's not all of a sudden. I think something like Gabby mentioned it, something has to have happened for it to move from the platonic relationship to that relationship. So with my experience, it was that I was going through a bad breakup and my best friend was the one there for me. And it eventually sparked something new, and the chemistry developed, as Samantha would call it. And that chemistry developed, and we started dating. So we became the best friend because of that situation. So I believe it was a vulnerable moment, and I wouldn't say it took I would say he probably had feelings for me, but that was his opportunity there to let me know, being that I'm now single and I'm
Available. Mm. Okay, Gabby, let me hear from you. What experience have you encountered with having a male best friend?
I've had male best friends that I've distanced myself from. I have male best friends that I do everything with. They're as close to me as like a brother. And I've had male best friends that, if something were to happen down the line, I wouldn't be mad about it. It's just having different types of friendships.
Okay. So have you ever had an encounter where they tried to flirt with you or try to take it to another level then?
I've had a male best friend where we were friends for almost a year, and then he caught feelings, and I didn't want to lead him on, so we just started distancing ourselves so he could deal what he needed to deal with, and I didn't feel like the bad person for trying to reject him or trying to micromanage his feelings.
Okay. Okay. Teresa, let me hear from you.
Okay. So yes, I've had male best friends, and I've had a male best friend that had feelings, but then I told him that, listen, set a boundary. I told him that I don't think we should go there, and I told him that I did not have feelings for him in that way, and it became a mutual understanding, and we moved on with our friendship. It became nothing more than a friendship.
Okay, so he understood what you wanted and
Yeah.
accepted.
Yes,
Okay.
he accepted. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Samantha, what experience have you encountered with having a male best friend?
Now, Brother Morris laughing already. I would say recap on Selena, girl. He was definitely just waiting for his turn. That was not a friend. He was a shark on bank. Okay, he was waiting. He was waiting for his turn. He said, "Oh, you're crying. Oh,
that's so true.
oh, poor baby." He was waiting. He was preying on your downfall, babe. He was waiting for his shot. And he took it because now you're vulnerable. Now you're sad. Now you need a shoulder. Now he's Captain America. Now everything's off peaches and cream.
So what
But
was
it's
your
okay.
experience, Samantha?
I would say generally, I experienced protection. I would say guys are always gonna be playful. I mean, I hate to throw culture into it, but most of my friends are West Indian. They're very, very playful. And at the same time, you just can't take them serious. And what if they're gallus? I mean, don't take them serious. Like, they playful. They gonna flirt. They gonna say something. I'm not gonna say it. They gonna give you some lyrics. You just can't take it serious. They just being funny, just being playful. They're guys. I mean, you can't always take them too serious. Especially if that's your friend. I just laugh it off and keep it going. But I'll say I experience protection. And I love the fact that, as women, we go through so much in this world where we have to, when we're opening our door, we have to look around, make sure nobody's in the bushes. We have to walk around with mace. We have to walk around with pepper spray. We have to carry guns in our bags. We always have to walk around there's a dagger in our back. So the fact that I can go anywhere and that my friend is, has his, stuff to protect me. And I know in a moment's notice, I am okay because I know that we came together and I'm protected. So I'll say protection is a big key that I experienced a lot with my friends. And I love that.
Okay, I
My
like that
safety is
as
never
well.
compromised.
Mhm. I like that as well. Protection. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's key.
Yes, it is.
Mhm. Okay, Norris.
Yes. Gabby and Samantha, I had questions that I wanted to ask both of you, but Teresa says something that I want to grab onto, so you can forget about the question that I was going to ask you. Don't even worry about those. Now, I want to get back to this relationship. And madam, once they are done, I'll turn it back over to you. I guess we can wrap up. I don't want to take too much time. And if y'all can answer quickly for me. Teresa, you said that if the that relationship may not work, you know, if that person take too long, you know, this gradualness cannot turn into years. Gabby said at least 2 to 3 months. You know, my goodness, that's a short time, but Gabby said 2 to 3 months. Now, if that person does not come to a level that you are expecting in a relationship, have you just killed the relationship and a friendship? How can you now go back to being friends? You just told me it's not going to work out. And you expect me now to be your best friend or your friend again? Ladies, quickly answer that. Starting with Teresa, Gabby, I go to Selena, then Samantha, then we'll turn it back over to you, madam.
It may or may not go back to just being friends. For some people, they can understand. You understand? They can understand the decision that has been made. And maybe for themselves, they realize that, hey, this is hard. I don't know if I can actually do this. And then the mutual understanding is born, you know. And then for some people, unfortunately, the friendship is gone along with the relationship. And for me, that's just life, because I do not agree with a lady having to sit down and waste her life away or punish herself because, hey, this was my best friend and now we're in love, and even though it's taking him years, I'm just gonna wait because he's my best friend. No.
Gabby?
I agree. I think that's the whole risk of confessing your feelings, is not knowing whether or not that friendship will still be there. And it's dependent on each person. But if you're not giving what I need to be having, then time's up.
Selena?
I don't want to make it seem like I'm picking on men, but in today's generation, especially, men don't handle rejection well at all. So I don't think the friendship could further go along.
Wow. Samantha?
I would say, you know, the ball is always in your court. I feel like women, we hold a lot more power than we think we don't, even though we know we do. If you know how to, you have to take control of the scenario. I would say wordplay. If you know how to say the right thing to the man, to the person, and you can sweeten it up, sweeten the deal, whereas to you save your friendship and his ego isn't struck in, you know, I mean, it's like, I feel like if you know how to say, if you know what to say to get out of trouble, then I would say use your get out of jail free card. Because I mean, I had to use it and it had to work. I'd be like, oh no. But it's like, it's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. It's like, I just can't, I don't want to lose you as a friend. I don't get that often. I mean, you're gonna have to bat your eyelashes, babes. You're gonna have to do it because some of these guys, they're probably not even listening to you half the time. So you're gonna have to give them a song and dance just to get your point across.
Yeah, but what if you lost that friendship? That friendship now is gone.
You saved the friendship. I saved my friendship. We're great because I had to do the little song and dance. Because like you have to, because they're not getting it. You're not picking up the social cues. I mean, I'm not doing certain things. You're doing certain things. I'm not on the same wavelength as yours. So you should realize that I'm not feeling you. But now I have to put on this whole arrangement just for you to understand, to spell it out for you now, because I don't want to lose you as a friend. So if I gotta ABC it for you, then I'll ABC it for you. And now we're still good.
Okay, well, those are some very great answers. Madam, before I turn it back over to you, I do want to say that we need to make sure that we ourselves, and also if you're dating someone, know the difference between infatuation and love. That's number one. Number two, Messages to Young People, book by Ellen G. White. I recommend to the young people to go back and read it. The counsel given in there says that if you're going to go into a relationship, go into a relationship in court for at least about 2 years without rushing into marriage. Okay. So Messages to Young People. I'll turn it back over to you, Ms. Dixon Lamey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Norris. Men and women can have thriving friendships, especially if they treat each other more like siblings. Sometimes significant others can get jealous of their partner's opposite sex friends. Always communicate and respect your partner's boundaries around your friendships. If your partner is worried about your friendships, set ground rules about what they're comfortable with and not comfortable with. Treat your opposite sex friends like you would treat any other friend. Once again, you have heard it from the youth. Can men and women just be friends? Proverbs 27 verse 9 says that sweet friendships refresh the soul and awaken our hearts with joy. Good friends are like anointing oil that yields the fragrant incense of God's presence. So never give up on a friend or abandon a friend of your father, for in the day of your brokenness, you won't have to run to a relative for help. You will have a friend. Thanks again to my co-host Norris and my panel of young Christians. Episode 6 could not have been possible without all of you. Thank you. This was Youth in the Loop. See you in episode 7. Bye now.